Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Diamond's partner all over the world, all over the universe, for our weekly system on Sunday for my Glows group. Now, as I just said, today's session that we're going to talk about, we are going to focus on the recruiting secret. I'm going to share with you 5 top most important recruiting secret that can help you in your business and understanding our business, which is, it's okay. Let me ask you a question. What is the only thing? What is the only thing that you get paid for in Doobly? Now, I want you all to answer me. Answer me this question in the chat. What is the only thing you do? The only thing you do that you get paid in Doobly? I need to see your answers and interaction. Yalla, start answering me. What is the thing we do that Doobly pays us for? What is that activity? What is that thing? Answer. Go ahead and answer. Let me see your answers. Peter Samuels recruiting. In somehow, yes, but I want it to be more specific. Guys, I need to see an answer from every one of you. Muayyad, Peter, Joseph, Maha, Muhammad, Fatma, Blessing, Amin, Gani, please just type. Recruiting, sharing Doobly. Peter Simons, okay. Gani, freedom and sharing. Freedom and sharing, not really. I want a very specific answer. Muayyad, referral links. Let's get more specific. Okay, let me help you with the answer. The only activity we get paid for is when a product is sold. When a VIP membership or a team member package is sold. When the company product or service is sold. So that is the only activity we get paid for, whether it's sold directly or through the team. Now, of course, recruiting and building a team, it's all our indirect ideas to create a bigger volume of that channel of distribution to go through to the company product and services. So we get paid for promoting company's product, for selling company product, and helping our team to do the same because we're getting a share on that. So this is the only activity that everything else is built up to emphasize and build up to master that activity to be done through us and through our team. But we need to know something that is the only fact that there is no top earner in the world or no leader in this industry have ever denied. That people do what you do, they don't do what you say. They duplicate you. So if you want your team to sell more, you've got to sell more. If you want the team, okay, no problem getting. If you want your team to produce more VIP membership and team members sales, you're gonna do it yourself. You're the standard bird of your network. And it is recruiting and signing up. It is the core activities of our business. We are promoting the world's biggest cashback mall. We're helping people around the world to save their hard-earned money. We're helping people around the world to save the hard-earned money that they've earned buying their necessities, buying things they want to buy. So we're promoting something so generic, something so ethical, something so powerful, something as we talked in the event yesterday, sorry, before yesterday, something, it's a trending right now, saving. And at the same time, we are promoting working from home business opportunity in what? Into the world biggest industry right now, the world most booming industry, online shopping and e-commerce. officially more than 120 million people lost their job in the last 6 months. Non-officially, maybe it's like 200-300 million. Millions and hundreds of millions of people, they need to hear you. They need to know you. So you need to go out. You need to talk to people, meet them online, offline, do, of course, with taking all the healthy precautions for your health and your family. So it's all built up based on this main methodology of recruiting or selling. And I want to correct some misunderstood. Some people say that I'm not good at selling. You know, some people, they look at network marketing or selling as that big giant or spider, like as a one piece, you know, because the word, when someone tell me I'm not good at selling, I will ask him which part. Because selling, it has lead generating, making an appointment, presentation, following up, serving the customer, making a sale. So it is a process. So the problem, those people, they look at that process as like a one big giant spider that gonna fall. No, we gotta break it up. No one in the world is not good at selling. No one in this world. When you got married, you sold yourself to your wife, to your spouse. You proposed yourself. When you applied for a new project in your job, you sold that idea for your manager. When you wanted to sell your car, you're selling the option of that car to your friend. When you talk to your friend, they want to convince them that, you know what, let's travel to Marbella and stay in Dom Pepe. It's better than going, for example, to Bahamas. As an example, this summer, you need to sell the why. So those things that comes with us naturally. But when it comes to professional doing it, it's a pipeline. Like always themselves say, talk about it. It's a pipeline. So you need to break up that thing. So don't mislead yourself or don't fool yourself, telling yourself, I'm not good at selling, I'm not good at network marketing, I'm not good at, it's not, you know, what part exactly? It is a process. It's like creating lead, getting an appointment, getting interest, having a presentation, following up, serving the customer, and having a customer or a distributor sign up. So it is a what part is it? Anyone in the world. You know, I was an engineer. I was an electronics and telecommunication engineers. I used only to understand with mathematical calculation figures and numbers and all of those complicated stuff. I was never able to sell. I remember in my graduation project, when I was presenting my idea or my project, my graduation project, in front of like 6-7 doctors and 20, you know, graduates, I was like shaking, sweating. It's like, you know, I feel that the words not going out of my mouth. I was not a very open social person. I was very narrowed. But I tell myself this, if I could learn one of the most complicated curriculum in the world, which is electronics and telecommunication engineering, it makes no sense that I can't learn the selling and marketing skills if I have the need. And the need for me was very clear because I've seen people doing it and reaching to income per month that I don't earn in 10 years as an engineer. So I had the need. So don't fool yourself. No one will born with a selling skill. I mean, no one's gonna be, you're not gonna come, you know, born with a professional selling skills. Yes, we all have the basic selling skills because we all human love to sell our ideas, but no one is coming with that professional. Khaled is a perfect presenter. Peter is a, no one, no one of us. We've all gained it and learned it. So it is a process. And it is the core activity in any business on this world, not only networking. In any business in this universe, you've got to get that skill. That one of the most effective skill in any company in the world, the most important team ever is the customer acquisition team. That what brings the sale, and that what are or who they are close to the customers. So don't panic, learn it. You're going to be great. Believe in God, believe in yourself. Trust me, you're going to be great. So let me move to the, one second, guys. Let me move to the slides. I was playing some music. Okay. Actually, it was a training I was supposed to do in the event, but because Mr. Eric Doubly Elite. Okay. Start with my part. Okay. Done. Okay, let's share. Done. Okay, share screen. Perfect. Now you can see my slides, right? My slides are clear for everyone? Guys, are my slides clear? Okay, perfect. What is that saying? Done, okay. So as we said yesterday, okay, in the last event, the company had generously extended the Lifestyle Elite trip to Dubai just for one more extra month, where you need to do something so simple for you to win a lifetime trip to be among the lifetime leaders in the world. Just only help your team to grow 15 people, 15 team members, or like 3 or 5 PPAs, and have 2 direct yourself or 1 PPA direct. You will win the yacht cruise, you will win the 4-day stay, you will win the 5-star dinner, you will win the leadership training, and you will attend the master plan of 2021, where they're going to launch and unleash the secret plan. Huge plan for 2021. You will be among those people, and you will enjoy one of the most luxurious and safely destination to travel to nowadays, Dubai. And if you just make your team grow by 30 with having 4 direct, you're going to also win another $400 reimbursement for your flight ticket, plus a 1-to-1 video with the founder, where you can use massively in your promotion to build it big. Now, all of those skills, all of those things need us or need you to learn. We all talk about this. I'm not going to repeat the power of now. There's nothing in the world can be done better than this right now, with all the circumstances, with all the figures, with all the facts, with all, with all the numbers. But now let's look at those skills needed for you to be a master recruiter. And I want you to really understand what I'm talking about here, guys. You know, recruiting, as we just said, it is the master skill. We're doing the presentation. It is all what we have to do. It is what we get paid for. It is what when we get out the team to do the same thing, they get paid for that, and we get paid more. It is the process of building your international organization. So many people misunderstood the recruiting methodology. And I'm going to share with you those 5 tips that helped me personally in my career to understand recruiting and to be one of the most massive recruiter in the world. Thanks God, I have more than 340 frontline directly sponsored by me in my last 5 wonderful years career with this great company, Jubilation. Now let me just go to take this aside because it keeps popping up. Now, and I want you to write down everything so you can just be aware of what I'm talking about. Okay? Whatever question you have, no problem, you can ask. We are in a 2-way communication. It's a training session, we are into a presentation. Because for me, you must understand this very well, because that helps you in your career. The most tip of recruiting, listen to me very well. Most people won't see it. Don't be surprised. Don't be panicked. Don't feel angry. You know, what is the fact? 97% of people, they retire at the age of 65 broke. People or human nature They love to stay in the comfort zone. They love to stay doing things they like to do. They don't feel so comfortable doing things out of the comfort zone. So don't be shocked that most people won't see it at the beginning. It's okay. You know, people, they go and complaining. How many of your friends and family that you met? I believe almost everyone, right? A few friends and family that you see them, they start to complain about their job. They start to complain about their boss. They start to complain about the very bad financial situation. They start to complain about life. They start to complain about circumstances. But what did they do about it? They're not willing to make a move. They're not willing to do anything about it. You throw them a life jacket and they keep sinking in the water and they're willing to wear that life jacket. So it is okay, guys. Don't get frustrated. Just enjoy the journey. Don't get frustrated. C'est la vie. It is what it is. Look at the numbers. It's the life will tell us something. If we're not gonna learn from life, then we're done. Life is telling us 97% of people retire at the age of 65 broke. The most richest economy in the world. We've got Peter here, and he can just emphasize on that fact. In USA, more than 68% of people in USA retire at the age of 60, having less than $1,000 in their bank account. That is really pathetic. And people, they still don't want to do anything about it. Why? C'est la vie. It is life. I don't think that Mr. Michael Hansen had given us a permission to start signing up aliens on the Mars, right? We're still working with human. We're still not having the permission to sign up zombies and Zaros on Mars and Moon. So we're working with a human. So that's okay. So the number one principle you need to get in your mind when you start to do this business is most people, they won't see it. You're taking them from not knowing to knowing. It is something that is not into their normal lifestyle. Jim Rohn said, we're looking for the lookers. Write this down. We are looking for the lookers. And as long as you are keeping this process consistent, the looker will pop up. The looker will show up. It's going to be always there. So don't get frustrated. It's normal. So the number one principle you need to put in your mind that most people, they won't see it at the beginning. We're looking for the lookers. People, they don't feel like getting out of the comfort zone. But by the time things gonna change, by the time things gonna be better. And this is not in our business, this is in every business on the entire universe. And I use always to tell you this from day one. Before you can have $1 million in your bank account, you have to have the $1 million here. I swear to God, you would never be wealthy in your bank account before you've got a wealthy mindset, before you think of your business as $1 million business. And I remember the story that Mr. Michael Hansen told us when he was first involved into network marketing 25 years back. When he was first introduced to American network marketing company, he was a very busy man. He had like a chain of restaurants. He was doing it 24/7. But when he saw the opportunity, the joining fees that day was like $500. It was not a big deal. But he went and convinced 30 of his close people and business partners to join him, not only to pay the joining fees of $500 or $600 and buy the service or the product. No, each one of them He convinced them to put up from $6,000 to $8,000 25 years back. $6,000 to $8,000, like $30,000 now. And they decided to start opening up official professional offices in Europe, in the major cities, and start building the business from day one, before they recruited a single person, before they earned $1 income from the company. They took it as $1 million business. That's why in 12 months, they have more than 80,000 distributors, and they became the biggest team in the entire company history. Because they look at it as a professional business. So it's all about the mindset. Don't fool yourself and tell me it's something else. No. Each one of you look to me straight in the eye and ask yourself this. If this was your $1 million business, will you be performing what you perform right now? Hell no. You want to make $1 million? Treat it as such. That's the first mindset of recruiting. Most people won't see it. It's okay. No problem. Not everyone's going to be a millionaire. That's life. You want to do business, so you need to understand life. We're not working in noon. Number one, simple. I don't care. I love it. I enjoy the process. I'm doing it again and again. I don't care. I love it. That's the first mindset. Second mindset. I'm writing here some points so I won't forget anything, because that is very important. The second secret of recruiting. It is not an event. It is a process. Some people, they go, I'm going to go and recruit somebody. No, it's not like this. You're not going to go and recruit somebody. It's not going to happen like this. It's a number of exposures. It could happen in 3 to 5 exposures. You're building a relationship. You are building a relationship. It's a number of exposures. And remember that when I say it is a process, I want you to understand what I mean exactly. It's not that you go and try to present someone, he doesn't call you back or doesn't show up, that's mean it failed. No, it's not. And it will never be like this. And it was never like this. And it will never be after 20,000 years like this. It's always a process. You're building a relation. You're taking people from not knowing to knowing. You're showing people what are the possibilities for them when they get out of the comfort zone. What is it for them? What are the values? And usually, I'm telling you practically, the sign-up happen after 3 to 5 exposures, not in the first, not in the second meeting. It usually happen after 3 to 5 exposures. So remember, you're taking people from not knowing to knowing. It's a process, and a very important message here. Use third-party tool. What do I mean use it? Use your upline presentation, company presentation, events. Why? Because people, they know who you are. Like, they know that you're a construction worker, you're a salon owner, let's say you're an engineer, you're an accountant. They know your background. They know who you are. You know what I mean? So when you come and talk to them about e-commerce and online shopping and they know your background. So there's what the hell you know, Peter, about online shopping? What the hell you know about e-commerce, right? So we always need to use third party. You need to be the commercial. You need to be the reason for people to look at those third parties when they're going to see successful leaders, when they're going to see people performing, when they're going to see the company who had performed for the last 18, 20 years, and they're still building the online biggest shopping mall, and they're going to see corporate video, you see the upline video, invited to your upline webinar, to your system webinar, using your team, your successful people, people who have walked the talk. That makes more sense for those people. You know what I mean? Because they know your essential background, and they won't be impressed much. You know, for example, like, you know, I'm sitting, I want to build, let's say, I want to build a new villa in, let's say, in Motor City. I bought a land and I want to build a new villa, and I'm looking at, you know, should I take it to 3 floors or 2 floors? And the question was like, I need to look at the soil, and I don't want to go so technical, you know, construction engineers will understand me. What is the type of the soil and the piling and the construction that could take up the building? So I was digging and searching on this information, and I was sitting with a professional dentist. He's the most professional dentist in the world. And he's sharing his opinion about the piling and the construction. Will you be impressed a lot? Will you take it for granted? Will you really look at it? You might consider, but it's not you, because you know his background, right? Shake your head, right? Yes? Am I right? Okay. So you know his background. So people know your background. People know who you are. People know where you're coming from. So they need to listen. Why do I always say you need to use a third-party tools? Because they need to listen to third parties, someone, and that takes us to the 7th basic block in our getting started training, which is edification. You remember? The 7th basic building block into the basic training, getting started training, the welcome. When we say edify your upline, what edification does here? It gives enough information for your prospect that that person has a great background on what you're gonna hear, so that person become a good reference to influence your prospect mind. So use the third-party tool for successful leader. Invite them for daily webinars where people who walk the talk achieve. Invite them for company corporate event. Let them watch company corporate video. But you need to be the commercial. You need to be the reason. You need to be the main reason to edify those things. I could tell someone, okay, here's a video, you can go watch, it's a good business. Or I can just, talk about it. It's like, you know what? The upcoming webinar, 8 o'clock Dubai time, Monday, one of the top performer in the world is going to be explaining it live. And he's only showing up twice a week, and I've got limited seats. You know, he had performed big time, he had break all the world records, so what I'm doing, I'm telling my prospect that is a strong reference that you can take from, and I'm using my trust pass to convey it to the presenter or to that third party. So your rule here is so important. It's so important because you are the trust pass. You are the trust way. You are taking your trust, conveying it to the third tool, the company video, the presenter, the webinar, that can help the people taking whatever is explained as a reference. Eventually, you want to be that third-party tool. That's the most elite professional. You need to reach to a limit to become the third-party tool. That's when you have a massive team. You know, me, myself, I've used a lot third-party tool until I reached where I am. Me, myself, I used a lot my uplines webinars and Zoom presentations and videos and company videos until I became a third-party tool, until I became a person to build. And people uses my tool as a way of building. That's what I'm saying about becoming the third party. But until you reach there, it is always a number game. It is always a number of exposures. You know what I mean? It is a process, guys. It is not an event. It is a process, not an event. You're taking people from not knowing to knowing. Actually, the sign up happens from 3 to 5 different exposures. We're using third-party tool to help people getting the knowledge. And we're working in ourselves and building it until we become the third-party tool. Remember, number of exposures is your miles per hour to reach your dreams. Write this down. The number of exposures. Do you track? Of course, I track my exposures, Peter. I track them because, but what I mean about exposures. Now, let's say I say that I made a presentation for someone, or I invited him to a webinar, attended a presentation, okay? Because I'm new, I'm not yet the third party, right? So I'm using a third party to do the presentation. Now, I do, as we always know, a presentation is not a presentation if there is not a follow-up call. I have the first exposure by making a 3-way call with my upline, with that prospect. I could have a second follow-up. Now, if the person is not ready, or he can tell you, I'm not interested yet, or he can tell you whatever it is, how do you track them? Talk to 500 people. How do you keep track of who is where? That's very simple, Peter. Even if I talk to 1,000 people, I can have that on an Excel sheet. I can track because I have my contact list. I know who I invited. Everyone attended the presentation, moved to my follow-up list. I have the first exposure, second exposure. So when people are even not ready, what do? Listen to this carefully. When people tell me I'm not ready or no, remember, no, it does not mean no yet. It means I'm not ready yet. Because let's say after my second follow-up, the person tell me I'm not interested. I'm not ready to do this right now. I did the first follow-up with my upline. I did the second follow-up. I will always tell them, okay, do you want me to keep you posted with the latest update and things? Okay, sure, why not? So I keep him posted with events, webinar. He's following me up on the social media. He keeps seeing the consistency. Why? Because maybe the person he's so happy in his life. He has a great job. He has a great income. He has a great earning. And he's so happy. 6 months later, his company start laying off people. Like what's happening on hundreds of thousands of companies nowadays. He lost his job. He's been trying to look for a new job for the last 4 months. Do we have ladies with us here? Let me check. 1 second. Ladies. We've got one lady here. So I'm not going to say that exactly. I wanted to say a job, but as long as we have ladies, so I cannot say that job. So we can have it later. We're going to have a men training. Then I can share that job. Because, okay. So, and he'd been trying for 3 to 4 months to find a job, and he couldn't. So what happened to him? His stomach changed. His appetite changed toward your business. Now he have a reason. Now he's ready. But as long as you exposures and your follow-up is consistent, he's getting messages from you, he's getting reminders, he's getting event in the Facebook, he will come back to you. I'll show you an example, life example. I've got one guy yesterday, and that's what I always say. At the beginning, you're always the hunter, but later on, you'll be the hunted. At the beginning, you will be running after people, then people run. Now, every single day, I've got people contacted me from all over the world, my Facebook, that we've seen your success. We want to be with you. We want to do it. Let me give you a life example. And how, when you keep doing that process consistent, how your confidence level grows to a level that you start rejecting people. Now, I start putting condition. If you want to join me, you've got to be doing this or this, or else, sorry, I'm not interested. I'll show you this. I will show you a live example on my Facebook, okay? Let me share with you my Facebook, but let me first stop sharing the screen, not to see everything, but I'll open the message. I'll go to my Facebook personal blog. Now, of course, I took a permission from the guy to share this. And by the way, as you've seen, we were live today in Al Hadath TV in Egypt. It was a very great live show with some of the leaders. Let me go to messages. Boom, boom, boom. That one. Let me make it big. How can I make this big? I'll click on it like this. Open in Messenger. That should look bigger. Yeah. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, let me use the computer sound. Okay, now you all see my screen, right? Shake your head. Shake your head. You can see my screen? Where's the videos? Where it's gone? Okay, you all see my screen? Please shake your head if you can see my screen. I want to see that. Okay, let me close this because the Zoom won't get me crazy sometimes. Where are the videos? How can I see you here? Okay, the chat's good. Yes, okay, perfect. Look at this guy. I'm gonna hear you listen to the voice message. I need your help. I have a huge family in USA. No, before that. I see your life. It was great. Thank you. He said, so I need your help. I have a huge family here in USA. So can you help me? So listen to my answer.
Brother, I can definitely help if I know what you want me to help in. Now, you know, I have a very big team that I'm working with, I'm building with, and I have a lot of responsibility. But if I want to work with someone directly, I need to feel that you really want to do this big time and you want to work in USA with having the foundership mentality because we don't have a team in USA. We have a lot of customers, millions, but we don't have a team. And if you want to take the responsibility and build it as a foundership mentality and make it big time and professional, yes, I'm willing to help. But if you want to try your luck, I can let you work with one of my, leaders who can build with you.
Then.
Because seriously, bro, I don't want to be tough. That's my style of working. I'm a very extreme person. I love to work and get the thing to the maximum level. I don't like the slow moving things. So if you want to work with me, you have to be ready to show me commitment. I don't want to exaggerate, but at least we need to commit 4 to 5 hours every day. If you want to make this big time, what are you going to do? I'm going to give you the training, I'm going to give you the knowledge, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to even be doing the presentation for your people at the first month until you learn it, so you'll take it from there because you're going to lead the market. So tell me how far you're willing to commit, how hungry you are towards success and leading that big, huge market. At the end of the day, انت عارف التوفيق بإيد رب العالمين.
Second, I said at the end of the day, we cannot control results. The results is between God's hand.
وربنا طلب منا انه ما نحاسبش نفسنا على الريزلتس، لكن احنا بنحاسب نفسنا على الافعال.
And God asked us not to blame ourselves for results, we blame ourselves for actions.
لما ربنا طلب من ستنا مريم انه هزي بجذع النخله يتساقط عليك رطبا زكي، يعني هل يعقل بالعقل انه امراه ضعيفه تهز نخله ضخمه؟ لا، لانه ربنا طلب منا انه ناخذ بالاسباب، الرزق على رب العالمين. فانا اليوم لما بدي اشتغل مع حد انا بدي احاسبه على الافعال. انت بدك تشتغل مع رقم واحد بالشركه وانت عارف الشيء اللي احنا بنقدمه ما فيش شركه تسويق شبكي بالعالم بتقدمه. كل شركات تسويق شبكتها تقدم منتج.
Whatever we offer, there is no company in the whole direct selling industry is offering. We're offering something genuine, unique, people needs. We're helping people saving the hard-earned money.
موجودة بالسوق بربع وعشر سعرها.
So then here, how much you willing to commit per day? He said, I'm ready to learn. Then I ask him.
How many hours you willing to commit per day? And in which area in USA you are?
He said, I'm
Which
working
area?
4 hours. Thanks. So I'm just giving you a simple example, okay? Just a simple example so you understand the confidence level, right? And this is not the first message. I can show you also hundreds of messages like this. I can show you different hundreds of messages. Why? Because it didn't come overnight. It didn't come just like this. It's not something that luckily happened to me. It took time, it took effort, it took work, it took consistency. So that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So remember, it is a process. It's not an event. Don't fool yourself. It is a process. It's not an event. And again, as I just said earlier, no, it doesn't mean no. It's mean I'm not ready yet. Keep them connected. Keep them posted. Keep your post in social media and things like this so can people see it. So whenever things different happen to them, you know, for example, one of the ladies, you know, I presented almost 4 months back. Okay, she attended my presentation. I did a follow up with her. She seemed interested. I tried to follow again. Then she's not answering the message. But she was in my follow-up list. I've got a broadcast list for the people who were presented. These people, I'm sending them events, special company events, you know, things we're doing, webinars, videos, special saving ideas, special achievement of the people. She contacted me back. And she said, Khaled, you know what? One of my daughters, she's graduating from now she's going from 8th grade going to 9th grade. That's, you know, the high school. And I wasn't putting in my mind the difference in fees between the primary and the high school. And when I did, and she's a single mom, when we did the calculation, it's like I needed twice as much as my salary to be able to go on with this. And the main problem is in the last 3 months, I invested some money in stock market here and there, hoping for things to come, but I lost my money. People think that money just come like this, or people grow money on the tree. People think even stock market, you know, I've been a Forex trader. You can go to my YouTube channel. I used to teach people how to build system in trading Forex. Me personally, I've lost more than $230,000 of my hard-earned money trying system after system until I had my profitable system for the last 3 to 5 years. Guys, life is a process. Recruiting is a process. Building a business is a process. We need to adjust our mindset to that and be okay with it and enjoy the process. And don't get emotionally intact to this. It is a process. So remember, it is a process, not an event. Use third-party tools. It needs 3 to 5 exposures. Follow up, keep them connected. Use the third-party tool. Work hard to become your third-party tool. And remember, to eventually grow yourself until becoming the third-party tool for your team. That's the time when you call yourself a leader. And remember, no does not mean no yet. It's mean I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Okay, let's go to the third recruiting secret. I hope you're enjoying so far. If you like what you've heard so far, shake your head. I want to see your heads. Why is I don't know why every time those cameras, okay, I'll stop. When I stop sharing, I can see you. Okay. If you like what you've heard so far, shake your head. Do like this. Okay, so far. What about the rest? I can't see guys shaking their head. Is it so difficult to shake your heads, for God's sake? Like this. You know, the best people in the world, Brother Sajjad, no. Our Indian brother, they're the master of shaking the head. Right, Brother Sajjad? That's one of the best technique to be done. Exactly, that's it, bro. You got it. Okay. So now, okay, some people are shaking their head on the chat, like this. All right, let's move to the third recruiting secret and third recruiting technique. Let me share the screen once again. Boom, boom, boom. Share the screen. Done. Now, let me just stop the share because it's taking the computer audio. Now, you're gonna not need the computer audio. Okay. The third recruiting secret, work in you. I want you to write this down because that's gonna be so essential in everything in your life, not only in our business. We don't get paid for what we want. We get paid for who we are. We don't get paid for what we want. We get paid for what we are. And let me give you a story of one Kuwaiti friend who I know. He won here in UAE. He won. It's not a lottery. It's like the banks in UAE. They're making raffle every month, every year for their customers. He was like a sort of a good customer. He won 5 million dirham in raffle. That's like 1.6 million dollar, almost 1 million euro into a raffle. And his lifestyle just went boom. And he started buying real estate. He started buying flats, renting them out. His lifestyle goes to the moon. 2008, when the real estate recession hits, he lost literally every dollar he has. His name is Abu Nasser. He's a very close friend. Actually, he's like 8 or 7 years, 10 years even older than me. And in my life, most of the time, that if you look at most of my friends, they're always like 10 years older than me, 7 years, 15 years. Those are the, because I always, since I was young, I always loved to hang out with people better than me, because I used always to feel that they're pulling me toward them. They're upgrading my mindset. They're upgrading. I used to hang out with those people, and I used to enjoy playing with kids a lot, because simply I've seen in the eyes of the kids and the passion, the thing that every adult and grown-up person has. He will just break all the world records, because those things, by the time we start growing up, those things we start to put in our mind, and the limitation we put in our mind as a grown-up adult, that's what ruins our life. When you find a father driving a minivan with 3 young kids, like 7 years old, 11, 12 years old, sitting in the back, and he's driving the minivan. And a guy came with like a McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Bugatti, just passed next to the window of the kids. You know what the kid's gonna do? Hey, Mr. Sport Car, it's so excited. Oh, I love your car. But the dad ain't doing that. He's grown up. He knows that he's not getting that car. He knows that I'm grown up. I know that's bullshit. I'm not gonna lose my money spending in those expensive cars. He limits his belief. And he made himself believes that he doesn't deserve to drive those cars or live in those fancy places or travel 5 stars. So his actions, because your belief determines your destiny and your action, became so limited towards that belief. So those what happened to the limitation. Let me go back to the story. Sometimes I get excited about other stories. So that person, that gentleman, Abu Nasser, after the recession, 2008, until today, poor him, he went to jail 3, 4 times because of return checks, because of unpaid financial things, because of all the time and liabilities. That's 2008 until now, 12 years. What happened to his lifestyle? It's going down, down, down. But my brother-in-law, he owns a factory for manufacturing creams and like sanitizers and like this. And 4 years back, his partner robbed him with almost $600,000. The factory was about to get to bankruptcy, and they got into very big liability. Today, his factory producing $1 to $2 million worth of sales every year. What is the difference between Abu Nasser and my brother-in-law? That guy, he earned it. He didn't work in it. So you need to work in yourself. As I just mentioned, if you want to go to a master recruiting, you need to remember that I need to work in myself, attend events, attend presentations, learn it, do it again, do it again. Why? Because what happened is this. Look at Dubli. We've got the same company, the same excellent service and product, the best income plan in the industry, the same branding, the same system, the same training. But why we have VPs, SDs, TCs, TLs, team leaders, or team members? What is the only variable, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Gani. You are the only variable. You want to like it or you don't want to like it, it's up to you. That's the reality. Don't fool yourself. You are the only variable, so work in you. People at the beginning, they don't join the company, they join you. Stand in front of your mirror and ask yourself, am I going to be happy to be sponsored by this upline? I know you all look handsome, but that doesn't matter. I don't care. There are a lot of Brad Pitts in the world. People are in our business, they're not looking for good looking hats. They're looking to be sponsored by the person who can push them forward. They're looking to be sponsored by the person that they can feel he gonna lead them. So work in you guys. Develop yourself. At the beginning, the whole people, they're joining you, they're not joining the company. And remember, this is the separate in the mythology of the idea of that why some people join, why some people VP, why we have a person in Tunisia. In 2 weeks, he made 14 front lines, and in 4 weeks, he became a sales director. In a country where their online purchase credit card limited to $500 per year. In a country where online shopping is like rocket science. It's still very way behind the advancement of Europe, US, or Dubai. That's a reality. In a country where he had no upline. He's building alone. He is the only variable. Don't fool yourself and let anyone else tell you something else. That's bull sugar. That's absolute bull sugar. Please, someone of you might take whatever I'm saying as an insult. I'm sorry, I don't mean it, but I don't care. I need to tell you the truth. You want to buy it or you don't want to buy it, it's absolutely up to you. My message here and my purpose here is to only be very transparent and share the truth with you guys. This is not a bloody lottery. That is a business. You've got to build it. You've got to develop yourself. You've got to work in yourself. Let me ask you this question. Let's say you open a Mercedes showroom. You open a Mercedes showroom and you invested $2 million. You took $1.5 million as financing from the bank. You have to pay every month $20,000 for that loan, every month. And you open up. First month, 100 customers visited your showroom and did not buy, or even did not like the car you were showing. Will you shut down? Please answer me. Will you close down? Peter, will you close down? Yes, you will close down the showroom or no? This time we're gonna do this, not this. You know what I mean? Why? Why? Because you've invested, or you need to pay $2 million, or you'll be jailed. You've got a purpose. So find a purpose, find a dream bigger than your excuses, and you're gonna make it. I remember once we were in Morocco in a work tour. Mr. Michael Henson was there. He was standing on the stage, and there was like 2,000 people. And he asked the audience, guys, do you want me to give you a guarantee how every one of you here in this room becomes a vice president in 1 year? Do you need a guarantee? And the founder of the company said, what the people? Yes, of course. And they got crazy. He told them, you know what you're going to do? I'm going to give you my bank account, and I'm going to give you the connection of my lawyer. Each one sign a contract and transfer me a $1 million. And if you don't become a VP in 12 months, you lose your $1 million. Now, who in the hell in the world can convince me that you won't get a VP? See, I'm telling you this because we as people are so smart to fool ourselves. We as people are so smart to fool ourselves and convince ourselves that there are always excuses. It's not. You are the only valuable. You've got the tools, you've got trainings, you've got the support system, you've got everything. You are the only variable. You know what I mean? So work in you guys. It's worth it. The more you work in yourself, the more you're gonna develop big time. Okay, that takes me okay, that takes me to the fourth point of recruiting, on fourth secret of recruiting, which is I love it much. Don't get emotionally attached to the results. I repeat, don't get emotionally attached to the individual results. We can't control results. Yes, I agree. If you want to succeed, you have to have a crystal clear plan. You have to have a crystal clear target weekly and monthly. How many directs you want to make now? How many directs you want to make next year? How many directs you want to make next month? What is the size of the team? You've got to move target to target. But no one in the world can control the result. So, Khaled, you're confusing me. What should I do? What you can control? Actions. What we can control is actions, right? So if I want to perform bigger results, what I need to do is to put more actions. What is the only thing I need to do in my business? So the whole team, okay, now I want to reach to $10,000 a month, a week. Now I need the whole team to perform. I need the whole team to do the pipeline. So what should I do? I need to do my pipeline myself. I need to do the number of exposures, number of invitation, number of presentation, number of prospect approach to the webinar. So when I do this again and again and again and again and again, my teams will do again and again and again and again. It just grows. And then momentum happens. So don't be foolish to just blame yourself. Oh my God, I thought that Peter can join. I did a great presentation. I put him in to follow up with Khaled. I did this, but he did not join. You know why? I don't think it's working for me. This is not the way of building a business. Don't fall into the emotional roller coaster. I remember Mr. Michael Hansen once, he showed us a great training about the cards. You know, some people, when you play cards, you know, blackjack or whatever, you know, you're looking for the ace or the jack, right? So you're holding the card. Oh shit, it's number 5. Oh shit, it's 2. Oh, it's yes, it's an ace. Oh, it's a jack. I always say this. Business with emotions is a very nice chicken fajita, but not a business. You can never do business with emotional intact. You need to do business with ethical standards, with system. I'm repeating it again and again and again. So don't blame yourself for the small results. Maybe just remember the points right here. All right, so don't blame yourself for the small results. You're looking for the bigger picture. I have a system, I'm doing it, I'm repeating it again and again and again. And why I'm telling you this? Because what can happen? The more you're not looking at the results, you're only blaming yourself for the number of actions, because we know networking is a numbers game, right? It's how many leads you put into the pipeline and repeat again, so your team duplicates and duplicates, and you start to remember. So now, and this thing, guys, is tough. Even me, I train people now. I always talk to people that you don't need to get emotional, but even it happens to me. Even it happens to me myself. Sometimes I get frustrated. Sometimes I get bored. Sometimes I feel down. But I keep reminding myself, Khalid, remember your own training. That's a business, that's a system. Why you need to look at those single results? You don't need to. You're looking at the up picture. So when those results come again and again, things will compound. And remember, this is a fact in life. Whatever goes up, it must come down. And whatever goes down, it will go up if we've got a consistency. So nothing is going up all the time, and nothing is going down all the time. But the only way to fail in network marketing is to quit. And that is the fifth point. And this is the most important for me, is don't quit. It's a little bit hard to talk about it a bit, because it is something little bit systematic and at the same time emotional. What do I mean by this? We first talked about most people, they won't see it, so I'm into a system. Then we talk about it's a process, not an event, number of exposures, follow up, and then I need to work in myself and develop myself so I can be a master recruiter. I don't get emotionally intact for the result. I only focus at the actions, that I'm doing the small actions. And why I just finalize it, but don't quit. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I've never ever seen people quit succeeds. And I've never ever seen people succeeding quit. Quitters never succeed. And successful people never quit. I'll just connect this idea to you. Like when I have reached to do you know that 6 months back, I've reached to 201 kilogram. I don't know how many in pounds, so Peter can understand, but that's maybe like 700 pounds. I don't know. It's something very big. And do you know that I was a fit person? I was a bodybuilder. I used to play karate Shidokan. For 8 years, I played bodybuilding. And what happened to me is that when I used to go to the gym for 5 to 6 hours, I trained so hard. I go home, I could have eaten a cow, I used to eat a lot. But at that particular time, it didn't matter. Why? Because I was burning. So it's okay. But when I got busy in business, I stopped training, but I never stopped eating. So what happened? Same amount of food, no burning. So boom, I've reached, until now, I'm going to tell you about my journey until I've reached the 201 kg. And during the last 10 years or 8 years, I'm not talking about beginning of 2020, 8 years before 2020. During that 8 years, I've done all the lose weight programs in the world. I was always excited. I used to pass some month. What do? I only continue 1 or 2 months. I only eat salads and selected fruits and water. That's it for 2 consistent months. Yes, I lose weight. At that particular month, I was like 10, 15 kg. But what happened in the third month? Oh, I missed my fat rockers, cheese, fatty, meanie, wheezy burger. I missed that. In the third or fourth month, I start eating like no tomorrow. Then I kept eating 4 or 5 months. Then I put up double the weight that I lost. Then I get excited for 2, 3 months. I want to do the diet and give this keto program, go to gym every day. I lose like 5, 10 kg again. Then 2, 3 months later, I put another 20, 30 kg. But what is the final outcome curve? I swear to God, I used to pass months with so much hard work. Sometimes I used to cry when I see a nice meal because it's my love. I love food. But I was so tough in myself. But what was the final result? Was like this, going down, but going up again. Losing some weight, but going up again. Losing some, but going up again. Why? Because I was not consistent. Please understand this, or just sit home and don't do the business and enjoy the saving. This is not a lottery. This is a career. This is a business. It's a 3 to 5 years plan. You are building a business, ladies and gentlemen. Because simply, if you don't understand this methodology, you're gonna quit so fast. Because what happens if you don't quit? 2 things. Either you earn or you learn. Write this down. What happens if you don't quit? Either you earn or you learn. You're learning how to earn in the next trial. You're getting tougher. You're getting stronger. When I was practicing Shidokan karate, my instructor used always to make me understand what does it mean when they practice you, for example, as like one of the self-defense methodology. It could be a very simple, like holding your hand like this. Why they practice this every day, like 5 times, like 3 months, 6 months, 7 months? Why? He told me about something that I can never forget. He told me about something called muscles memory. Muscles memory. What does that mean? He told me, Khaled, I could stay with you tonight for 6 hours, teaching you all the master self-defense methodology. And you did it again in front of me and you were perfect. You did everything exactly like how I told you. You just did it like a professional. And the same night you left me, you took your wife for a dinner, and while you're going out, 2 people wanted to rub you off. What are you gonna do? He said, please help me. You will do exactly the opposite thing I've been teaching you. Why? Because even your muscles and reactions has a memory. It takes a professional fighter 10,000 moves for the same move to be acted subconsciously. You saw those professional fighters on the stage. When someone attacked them, they don't really think about it. It just comes like, why? Because they've been doing that for 10,000 bloody times to gain the muscle memory. And the same thing, guys, your brain has a muscle, has a memory. Now, when you do this again and again, repeat it, you're learning, you're becoming stronger, you're becoming tougher, you're becoming wider. The way you talk, the way you present, the way you handle objection, it's the same thing. So that's why if you don't quit, you either earn or learn. You learn what? You learn how to earn next. Again, it's a process. It's a 3 to 5 years retirement plan, but need to be consistent. Need to create a system that I'm getting into a business to retire and change my pathetic repeated lifestyle. Nothing is for free. Nothing is for free. Everything has a price. To be successful and a millionaire, it's hard. But also being broke is hard. Choose your heart. It is a process. And we've got the best tool ever in the world. We've talked about in the event, there is no opportunity in the entire universe right now for average people better than what you've got between your hands right now to grow success. So I need to do it. It's the same. Okay, I understand. See, network marketing is like what? It's like the basics. IPA, invitation, leads, invitation, prospecting, presentation, following up, training the team, serving the customer. That's a pipeline, right? It's the same thing we do again and again and again. What happened to people here? Because I saw it happening always with clever people or high IQ people. And that was one of the most powerful failure reasons. You know what is it? It's like exactly you spent $1 million and you bought a McDonald's franchise. Okay? Now you open up the store of McDonald's. You say, I don't like the Coca-Cola to be in the right. I'm going to move it to the left. I don't like the Big Mac to be with lettuce. I'm going to change the lettuce and put tomato. I feel bored every day. I have to ask my customer, do you want an apple pie? Do you want to upgrade your meal to a combo? Now, is it I feel bored? I don't want to say that. No, you're going to say that until your legs fall apart because that's a system. If McDonald's did not do this for the last 10, 20, 30 years, they won't be having more than 30,000 branches in the world. That's a system. When you understand you're doing a system for your success and you repeat it, as I mentioned earlier, your exposure and the number of system and number of presentation and number of prospect is your miles per hour towards your dream. When you're thinking of this as a real businessman, you understand how fast you want to go. So what happened to clever people when they jump into network marketing? They start to feel bored doing the basics. So what they're going to do? They will reinvent the wheel. They say, it's better to do the follow-up in this way. It's better to do the presentation in this way. They reinvent the wheel. They get bad results. Then they get things more complicated, right? Because they try to add fancy stuff to reinvent the wheel. They think they're clever. They're going to make it in a better way. So what happened? They get things more complicated so they don't get results. Then they try to reinvent the wheel again. They get things more and more complicated. They don't get results. Then they quit. That's what happened to most clever people. If you are really clever enough, you don't go and reinvent the wheel. It's a system that had graduated more millionaires than any other industry in this universe. Enjoy it. Like you are telling, do you want to add an apple pie to your meal? Do you want to upgrade your meal to a combo? Do you think these two words that they say every McDonald's franchise on this universe, that these two words increase their income 20%? That's hundreds of millions of dollars. If I would say, I feel bored from saying this. I don't want to say this. I want to say, maybe you want to buy, let's say, a chicken spicy ranch instead of, you will lose your bloody business. That's a system. It's a proven model, guys. What we're talking about here. So if you go to any top earner in the world, in the universe, they're all doing the same system. They're all talking about the same invitation. They're all talking about the three-way call, the number of exposure. They talk it's a process. They talk about the presentation. They talk about the pipeline. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. That's why I don't need to quit. Because the only way to fail in Doobly is to quit. It is just do the system, repeat again and again and again. Do you know that the rocket changes direction toward the moon 97% of the times, but eventually it keep adjusting until it reach there. That is doing the system again and again. You either earn or learn, then you're gonna earn. So that's the consistency. So those are the 5 simple secrets that when I concluded all my 21 years career in network marketing, when I concluded being the top 14th earner in the world in this industry, I saw that those 5 simple principles, by me understanding them, made my life much easier and made me reach to where I am today. And like I always say, guys, your upline is your time machine. You know what is time machine, right? You know the science fiction movie, when you go into that machine, it takes you to 10 years, in the future. So your upline, what I'm doing to you right now is I'm being your 21 years time machine. You don't want to pass 21 years of your life until you learn this. You are growing in knowledge 21 years older, but your age is still the same. Value this knowledge or just throw it. But if you're gonna throw it, what's gonna happen? I don't bloody care. It's up to you. But if you're gonna take it and consider it, I would love to. Because every simple and single training I do every day, I ask God to touch one person's life. Because I remember one of the events happened to me in Nigeria that I will never forget for the rest of my life. We were in a small event, almost 200 people. After I finished the events, at the end of the event, there's a mid-aged man, 48, 49, came up to me. And he was crying and whining like a woman. He was really crying and whining. I felt shy. I start holding him, brother, it's okay, how can I help you? I thought, I don't know, maybe he sold his house to pay the 600 or did something. I said, okay, let me help you. I'll pay you back, do whatever you want, but cool down. I was really scared in him. After I cooled him down, said, drink water. I asked the in-service team, please bring him water. He drank water. He come, said, brother Khalid, because of God and you, my kids are in school. For the last 3 years before I joined this company, I was not able to put my kids in school. I was feeling like a handicapped man because God have sent you to us. And God have sent you in a message to us to Nigeria. And you were in a TV show in the Nigerian TV. And I saw that TV show. I contacted the person. I attended one of your presentations. In the last 6 months, I earned more than $15,000 for that. It's like a big money. I was able to put my kids in school. And for 3 years, I was not able to put them in school. This itself for me is priceless. So do you understand what I mean? I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life, as long as God give me health and wealth. Because every time I help even 1% of changing someone's life, that's for me is pride enough to be doing this for the last breath in my life. And for you, taking those knowledge, applying it as it is like shortening 21 years of your life. You don't want to do this? Go and enjoy the 21 years until you learn it yourself. But I'm just being your time machine. And I'm gonna end it up tonight by answering the question that most people are gonna ask. From your experience, Khaled, tell me, when is the time I have to stop recruiting new front lines? When you have 30 front line. You know why? Why I choose number 30? I don't mean like you could have 30 people joining now. You could have like group of 40 people, they join in 2 days. No, that doesn't work. No. I'm talking about your elite target is to have 30 frontline in 6 months. 30 direct. Why I say 30? It's the process until you have 30 direct that makes you an upline. It's the objection you face. It's the way you see. Because the statistics, out of the 30 people, 5 people will join and do nothing. 10 people will join and talk too much and do nothing. Another 5 people will just join and work for 3 to 4 months. The rest of the 30 people, you will have 5 people who will continue the journey with you. And until you reach those 30, you have graduated the process of being an upline. Until you reach that number 30, now you can call yourself an upline. Because in our business, you're getting 10% knowledge theoretical and 90% practice. So until you reach to the 30 front lines, you can call yourself an upline. You have faced all type of objection. You have faced people being dumb asses and not listening to you, and you're calling them or they're not attending training. You've passed that. You have passed people promising you to take you to the moon and they didn't even take you to next home. You've experienced that. You've promised people with their action and passion and ideas, and they want to do everything, and you've learned how to bring their direction toward the system and make them follow the system. Now you can call yourself an upline. Until you have 30 direct, you are only a transponder. You only transfer messages between uplines and your team. Until you have 30 front lines and you live that experience, you are not yet an upline. And I promise you, by the time you have 30 front line, that becomes in your blood. You can't stop. You will enjoy the process. So that was my message for you, great partners. Now let's, as we always do in every session, every training, all open up the cameras, although we've got, so many people left, because some of them are still here, some of them are not. Again, I don't care. Even if one guy stayed, I would have continued. That's for me is a leadership. Okay, let's open the cameras and wave. 1 second and do the what about Blessing, Muayyad, Abu Zaid, Assam? Open your cameras, guys. Open, we don't bite. Come on, guys. See, some of them said, I don't have my camera working. Okay, let me just go to the showing the whole thing mood. What about the rest? The rest. I want to see all. So we can take a photo session, nice photo session together. Okay, 1 second. What about the rest? I can't see the rest, guys. Okay. Let me just wait to open the camera, my own camera, to take that video. Okay, now all we get away. Now, after we have a great system with my direct team, with my great team, we're having all the partners with us here who stayed until the end, excitedly saying, Diamond Sparta, we're gonna rock and roll. Let's all wave and send to the whole world the passion of Diamond Sparta all over the world. Wave, guys, let them all see you on fire. Hello, Diamond Sparta, hello. Unbelievable. Let's rock and roll. And see you, inshallah, until our next system training and tomorrow presentation. After tomorrow presentation, the system is going to be there. It's up to you. Take it. Join the trend or you'll be left behind. God bless. See you in the top. Bye-bye.